Hi yo, it's Bae bringing you Captain Tsubasa Dream Team or Tatakae Dream Team or whichever. I think it's gonna be for both of them now, what I'm gonna be talking today. But before I go on, I would like to thank you so much for supporting me. Without you guys' support, I wouldn't have come so far. I have finally reached 5,000 subs. Thank you, and I can't edit, so I can't do the yay kind of effect, but yeah, I'm really happy that I've come so far, and it's all thanks to you guys. Whether it's Japanese or global audience, it's yes, and my main content is Captain Tsubasa, as you guys are fully aware. Although I do some other stuff sometimes, time to time, but yes, I'm still focusing mainly on Captain Tsubasa, of course. And as you guys have probably, some of you may have seen already, but I have started some PvP match with dual commentary, Japanese and English, so that I could hopefully I'll be able to satisfy everyone's what is it called? What you want to see on my channel, right? And so I'll be using both Japanese and global account as I have been, and I'll be doing all the info around the game and all the PvPs, or of course transfers and gachas, everything that you might be interested in the game. And moreover, I have already announced this to the Japanese audience, and the reason why I haven't done it for the global audience is because it's only in Japanese so far yet. But I have recently I would say someone who is fluent also in English have joined the member of this organization, TFA. So we are right now creating the English version of this website. It might take a little bit of time, but please stay tuned, and we are working on it underground. Yeah. So under the surface, underground, I don't know. Yeah. So what this site is all about is there are announcements on user events that's going on. Well, this is only happening in the Japanese version with the Japanese players and stuff. But for those who might be interested, who are playing the Japanese version, please let me know. I might be able to put you through. But please understand that so far it's really mainly done by the Japanese group of people. So for some events that's a bit complex, it might be hard because some events have very precise rules on what you need, like requirements and stuff, in order for you to participate. So either way, please do. I'm my objective, or my ultimate goal, is to combine everything together here, hopefully, so that everyone, whether the Japanese version or global version, will be happier playing the game. Yeah, because I think at the end, our goal is not supposed to be to play Tsubasa Cup, right? I don't think that's the main goal. I mean, I don't think we should put that as a ultimate goal in playing this game. I mean, since there's a friendly match, and I really think friendly match is the funnest part of the game. These user events should happen, and this should be the ultimate goal of this game, I would say. Well, for the user to have fun, So that's the main purpose, why I decided to create this website together with my team. And in this website, of course, as I said, there's gonna be some announcements or updates on the user events, and also some TIFA ranking, which I have already started from beginning of May, where so we're doing actually a TIFA tour, where there's gonna be several events throughout the year, or I don't know how long the entire season is, but yeah. And then every time, like for example, someone wins the tournament or becomes second or third, they each get a certain amount of TIFA tour points. And then after collecting these points at the end of year or somewhere, I'm gonna be hosting a real big tournament where the top point players will be invited to fight against each other in a tournament to find out who is the real king. Yeah, that's my what I have in mind. So that's happening in the Japanese version with the Japanese users. But I'm thinking of coming up with something that so that everyone who are English speakers could also participate. So stay tuned for that. It might take a little while because I'm also doing, of course I'm playing the game and creating this website plus organizing this event. So please understand that it might take time, but I am thinking of something to do, okay? And other than that, I am also, this I think is interested in for everyone, but this section right here, whoops, no, this is not it. Where'd it go? This one right here is player database. So I know there might be some, I don't know if there's any in English, but even in Japan, there's not many websites where they do like real precise database. Well, they do, but it's only like a copy and paste of what's inside the game, like the player database in the game, which is sort of like, it's not useless, but there is some, I think there was more to look into. Like, for example, I've done all the Tsubasas here, right? All SSR or above, the characters that could become UR, that comes out from transfers or event characters, which when I say event is like for this club transfer Tsubasa. I'm not gonna put all the raid characters because they're not that strong, and I don't think at the end everyone will be using those. So I'm just gonna be doing a comparison between the strong ones, okay? And what I put here is, for example, the very left one is Nankatsu Tsubasa, the red one, right? And it says raw data, physical included, and passive effect. So there's 3 columns or rows. I don't know how you say it, I forgot. But and each row has on the left, it's the raw data. So it's the maximized stats of the character. And then on in the middle, it's physical included, which means physicals, as you guys are probably aware already, the figures in physical, speed, power, and technique are supposed to be included in dribble, shot, pass, and tackle, block, and interception, right? So what I did is I already blended them into it so that you know the actual figure by like, looking at this database. And also, even more, I did another row on the right where I included the actual figure after putting the passive effects. For those who have passive that gives additional boosts the stats. There are some characters, like for example this Captaincy Tsubasa, passive is like 1-2 distance goes up by 1.5 times, which doesn't affect the stats. So I left those characters blank. But for those who do affect the character stats, I already blended that too on the right side. So like for example the secret Tsubasa, he is the non-Japanese player killer by 110%. So I did the 110% multiplication already so that you know the actual figure when you go up against foreign players or non-Japanese players. Yeah. So all that's inside here. So for those who are interested, please come visit. I'll leave the link below in the description section so that you guys could reach this section. I'll just leave the link to this section, okay? And at the moment, we only have the Japanese characters ready, but we'll be doing all the characters, of course. And actually, it's already done. The raw data is done, and we're in a stage where to upload these data. So please stay tuned for that, and I'll try to make announcements every time we make big updates. Okay? Yeah. So my main topic today is not that. Well, that was something interesting, I think, for many of you, but for those who are playing the global version, you might have not heard yet, but the next Dreamfest for Japan is Bunnak, Red Bunnak, and his main skill, it says, is Muay Thai interception, okay? Muay Thai interception. So it's gonna happen from May 31st, Thursday, Japan time, 14 o'clock, no, 16, and So I think it's gonna happen for like 4 days until June 3rd. Okay, end of June 3rd. And so for the global users, the last Dreamfest you guys had was what? Levin and all the other characters, I think, right? Sorry if I'm wrong, but so the next one for you guys will most likely, I'm 99% sure that it's gonna be 3 characters. It's this Bunnak, the newest one, even for Japan, and Nita and Misugi. Okay, these 3 characters will come. So Misugi is green, Nita is blue, and Bunnak is red. Okay, and Misugi can do DMF and defense. Nita is forward, and I assume Bunnak will be just purely defense. Yeah, so these 3 characters, I assume 99%, I'm sure, will come to you guys from the 31st of May. And after this has come, global is finally at the same level as the Japanese version. It already is for the Dream Collection, and now it is for the Dream Fest as well. And for some characters, the normal transfer characters, you haven't caught up yet, but it's, you know, it's just the matter of time, I would say. So by somewhere in June, I'm pretty damn sure that you'll catch up with the Japanese version 100%, which means it's the end of those, you know, so many events and so many characters at the same time. And because it's not like that in the Japanese version, it's gonna be much slower, and I think very good pace in terms of adding updates and new characters. So please be relieved finally. Yeah, so let me go over these 3 characters, whether so that you guys know which to aim for, or you should is it that you should actually aim for them. So Misugi, this guy right here. I think for those who are watching my videos, you might have already seen me play using this character. I would say he is not as good as Pierre. He's like very similar to Pierre in terms of the positions, the main skill, which is block, and also he's green, and his team skill is boosting green type all parameter by 10%. So all these are really similar to Pierre, but I would say compared to Pierre, he's I wouldn't say much, but Pierre is better. The reason why is simply because Pierre is much more edgy on his main skill part, because Pierre had 7,500 block and 6,500 power, and his main skill is block, whereas his main skill is block, but it's like 500 lower in terms of block and 200 lower in terms of power. Yeah, and does he have something else that's better than Pierre? Well, of course, yes. Like, for example, pass is above Pierre, and shot is above Pierre, and I would say interception is above Pierre. Okay? And technique. Yeah. But as a defensive character who can only do DMF and DF, he can't do OMF or AM like Pierre. So I don't understand the purpose of him having better stats for shot and pass when he can't do AM and OMF, to be honest. He's really much more defensive character even compared to Pierre, because Pierre was able to do AM as well. But you know, his stats are a bit spread out to offensive part as well, which I think is not something that important. You know, if it was other way around, I would have understood more, because Pierre is more, he could also do OMF, right? But for him, he can't. So it doesn't really make sense to me in terms of where Cloud decided to put a bit higher stats on the offensive part. And yeah, and his block skill compared to Pierre's that S rank skill, block skill, is 475 at max. This is like the strongest block skill on the game. But whereas this jump block 420 is not. Like, if you compare this to Robson, Dream Collection Robson's block, or the recent Galvin block, which I don't think is on the global version yet, they were like 450 at max, whereas his is 420. So if you compare, you know, his skill to these very strong blocker skills, it's weaker. So yeah, in terms of all these things, I would say it's below Pierre. Yeah, and also even his passive, Pierre's was all parameter up by 10% when gone against blue type, right? But this guy's is Misugi's is tenacity. Yeah, tenacity is not bad, I would say, but I would rather want something that boosts his stats more than these other things. Yeah, is my personal opinion. So that's my evaluation. But I'm not saying he's weak. I'm comparing him to someone very similar to him, which is Pierre. And Pierre is one of the best characters out of all the characters. So yeah, compared to the top tier character, Pierre, I would say he is not that level, but I would say he is like not better than second tier, but between first and second tier, I would say. Yeah. So that's my evaluation of Misugi. And my evaluation for Nita is I would say he is very good, especially for those who are playing with blue type, because blue type's forward I would say is it's either Rival or sorry, the shop Hyuga, that for those who purchased that, or who else could it be? There's not many super strong forward I would say for blue type. Yeah. And to be honest, when it's not here yet for the global version, I think, but when Rival has 1-2, gets 1-2 skill, many players are using Rival as AM, OMF. Yeah, I don't see so many players using him as forward. That's probably because he's a strong forward shooting character, but at the same time, he could do all the other stuff, because he's more of a midfielder kind of character. So it's really up to you. I'm not saying you can't use him as forward. Of course you can, but I see many players use him as AM. I personally think, playing the Japanese version. Yeah. So Nita will be a very strong forward, especially for those who are using blue type. Yeah, but of course, if you compare him to the real strong character like Napoleon, Fest Napoleon, I would say he's not at that level. That's simply because his passive is just too strong. His passive, Napoleon's passive was when Pierre's around, all his stats will go up by 10%, right? No other Fest has this kind of passive, except for this Napoleon and recent Matsuyama, right? So yeah, compared to this, it's just, yeah, it's too tough to compete. But Nita is very strong, I would say. His shot is 7,800, better than Rival, right? And his power is also exceeding Rival, who was supposed to be super good striker, right? So that already makes him, Nita, as a real good, super good character. Yeah, and also his speed is super fast, 7,000, above 7,000, which is good. I think something that could differentiate him from the other characters is having something like that is really good, I would say. So and speed really affects the actual speed, literally, of him running around the field. So he will, like, for example, if you do like a pass from like a midfielder to him, but not directly to him, but somewhere in the open space, he will probably run and pick it up before the defenders. Yeah, that's what does to the character, the speed. So that's something unique and good, I would say. And it's like, I think it's really following the official the actual manga or the anime. Yeah, Nita is a fast character, so yeah, I think that's good. So I would say, yeah, Nita is a real strong striker, especially for those who are using blue type, and even for those who aren't, you might want to think of blending blue type if you get Nita successfully, because he has all parameter boost 10% for blue type, and also yeah, sorry, not also, but yeah, and you're now able to teach skills for those who have collected many of those All Japan Adidas Nita, the pass, Hayabusa or Falcon pass, A rank, and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's good. It's very good. It's strong. It's one of the strongest forward characters. And because of the team skill, I would say he's better than Hino at the moment. Although Hino's, of course, shot power is much stronger, but you know, all parameter boost is just too strong, 10%. Hino doesn't have that. So yeah, in terms of all that, I would put him number 4 out of all the Dream Fest characters. Number 1, Napoleon. Number 2, Rivolo. Rivolo because he could do many things, you know, and also the passive is better, I would say, for Rivolo, because Nita's passive is what is it called? The same as the Green Cliver, which is something, Insight Master. Yeah. So it doesn't go for goalkeepers. Yeah. So let's say you shoot dodging the defenders, right? And the defender thought you're gonna dribble, so he tackled, and the Insight Master activates. But when it reaches the goalkeeper, opponent goalkeeper, it doesn't work. It's not gonna happen. It doesn't give any additional boost. So that's why I would say Rivolo is much better, because his is all parameter boost by 10% when gone against red type toughness. So yeah, that's the reason why I put Rivolo number 2. And then comes, I would say, Pierre, because he's just the number 1 defender, I would say. Yeah, so that's why. And then I would say Nita, but I put him in 4th place. And then comes Levin, and then Hino and Natsureza and stuff. So yeah, I haven't reflected the new passives for Diaz and Matsuyama, so this ranking might change, and I'll do the update maybe sometime soon. But I would say that's how strong Nita is. Yeah. And then after that, the last but not least, I don't know the info, but Bunna. Yeah, let's hope it's gonna be someone strong like Pierre, especially for those who are going with red type. Stay tuned for that. And yeah, and I assume, but this is only my assumption, but now that everyone has 10% boost for each color, I think Clap is gonna shift the team skill to area, I think, and I hope that will happen, because I'm a bit tired of these type boosts, because I can't use some characters that I want because of the color difference. So I'm looking forward to Club to give Bunnak something like all parameter boost by 10% for non-Japanese characters. I think that's gonna come, I assume. So stay tuned for that. It's gonna come from May 31st, so let's hope that's gonna happen. And yeah, that's it for today. And again, lastly, thank you so much for all the support. I'll continue to keep up the work, and please, therefore, for those who haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do, and stay tuned for my next video. Bye.